videos. So this is about the second chapter in a man's search for for the meaning by Victor Frank. Um, that talks about the methods of psychological resistance. So that means in this chapter, Frank discusses three methods that prisoners used to resist the psychological effects of the concentration camps. Now, as you know, this is a entire book is inspired by the experiences and what the kind of atrocities and how they adjust the prisoners of the concentration camps, Nazi camps, what they went through. So the author is one amongst them, and it's talking about the mental kind of a transformation, or they start to think about the life and what is its significance, and because they could see the death right in front of them. So the three methods that prisoners used are, first is called inner lives. Okay, that means the psychological resistance inner life. The prisoners found meaning in their inner lives by focusing on their thoughts, feelings, and memories. Okay, so instead of thinking and focusing about the imminent kind of death and the torture they were thinking about, so that means, so you should be able to take your attention and thoughts from negative to positive. That's what we're talking about. So right away you can shift your thought process. So they focused in their inner lives, that means the thoughts, feelings, and memories. They might think about their loved one, their work, their faith. They might also dream about the future or create stories in their mind. This is very powerful, guys. So that means the future, what it will look like, is what you should be dreaming about, not the past or the present. Okay, what it is now, but the future. And that's what creates that kind of a mental shift. And the second is about future goals. The prisoners found meaning in their future goals. Okay, that means what they want to accomplish. Even though if you look at the present, they lost hope, or they could have lost hope, but when they force themselves to set goals on their hopes, future goals, by focusing on what they hope to achieve after the war. Okay, so that gave them a meaning, or they might imagine reuniting with their families and starting a new career or making a difference in the world. Okay, and that's the future goals. And the third thing that what the psychological shift what they had to go through is freedom to choose. Prisoners found meaning in their freedom to choose how they responded to their circumstances. They could choose to give in to the despair, or they could choose to find meaning in their sufferings. Okay, so that's extremely powerful. So that means they can physically, someone can enslave you, but mentally no one can, unless you want to get yourself enslaved. So that means even if physically you are behind the bars or you are in the concentration camp, but mentally you can think of anything you want, at least until you are alive. And because the author is a doctor, and that is the reason he was spared to to be alive, not to have a life of his own, but to live a life. So Frankl also argues that these three methods of psychological resistance help prisoners to survive the camps and to maintain their sanity. He also argues that these three methods can be helpful to anyone who is struggling with difficult circumstances. Extremely powerful thing. All of us go through lives, go through situations, and so the author says that it can't be as bad as a concentration camp. And uh, and when we focus, and first you decide that you have a freedom of choice, and the second is to focus on what you want to accomplish, and past good memories and future goals, and that is how you can shift entire your sufferings to good feelings. Okay. So that's what it is. The second chapter is all about the psychological resistance, and how you can cope with that. All right. So with that